Hello everybody and welcome to this video, and on today's video I'm going to be talking about the new Terminator movie based on a single image. When I saw the image of three women, it was like, typical Hollywood, basically doing their usual ideological bit, showing women doing it for themselves. At some stage you'll see pictures of other people in there and other scenes. No problem really. It's not too much of a bother. I know that they're focusing this main story around Natalie Reyes is a real name, and of course Linda Hamilton's back, so that's the big selling point of the new Terminator movie. Linda Hamilton kicking ass like only a granny with lots of heavy weaponry can. And then in the middle they've got this person, Mackenzie Davis. It's a woman, if you didn't know already. When I first saw this picture, I thought, is that an androgynous boy? No, it's an androgynous woman. So yes, it's all women. Some people are like, no, up in arms. I wasn't really that up in arms. I wanted to see what the rest of it fleshed out like, because James Cameron's involved. He does like to promote his female characters, give them the top billing or equal billing, which is fair enough. But of course this comes from a more ideological standpoint to show that men, who needs them? Yes, they are probably the majority viewers of the Terminator franchise, and when it comes to hardcore collectors and hardcore fans, vast majority. But you know what, we'll just focus on getting women viewers who aren't as interested. They like other things. Some women like this, most women don't. But hey, why not try to do that? So I wasn't amazingly bothered, but you know what? When something like this comes out, the ideologues come out and act like total morons and stir the ire of everybody, all and sundry, to show how woke they are. And the Hollywood Reporter has come out with a brilliant article, written, of course, by a man, all against men, because, he's so down with the sisters that he can basically say how much better it is, the world, without him. However, of course, he's got the right to create an article, so don't stop him creating an article and have a woman replace him. But it's fair enough that women can replace men all the time in all the genre movies, all the computer games, all the books, all the comics, all the TV shows. Doesn't matter, because even though 50% of the population in the world's men, even though far more than that watch the more sci-fi, fantasy-oriented stuff, yes, women are a growing force, but are they enough to put big bucks into the movie theatres or on the TV shows? I don't think so. I don't think they're as obsessed or obsessive as men can be about shows they like. Maybe I'll be proved wrong. Hopefully I will. It'd be good to see more women getting into this stuff. But the Hollywood Reporter, anyway, first of all, what new Terminator image gets right about the franchise is a changed headline. Originally, it was Terminator image doesn't include any men. Rejoice. I forgot the rejoice bit. That's important. So, the Hollywood Reporter, is this guy anyway, is extremely excited and happy that men are being kicked out of a franchise that basically is supported by tons and tons and tons and tons of male viewers. It's not just about what's in the image, but what isn't. Although the first image from next year's Terminator revival reveals nothing new about the plot of the movie, it does suggest that the franchise might have rediscovered its heart after far too many years in the wilderness. How did it manage that? Well, just look at what's in the image, or really, what isn't. Yeah, there are no men. Apparently, men are not the heart of the movie. Men don't have a heart. Men are soulless. Only women have a heart. Only women can be the heart and centre of something. The image shows Natalie Reyes, Mackenzie Davis, looking just like... I think she might be a Terminator, to be fair. I mean, yes, there's a couple of lines on Linda Hamilton, but there's all sorts of strange lines across. She's a Terminator. I reckon she's a Terminator. And the Terminator machines have gone like, hey, androgyny's in. Forget looking like a muscular man or a sensual woman, not androgynous, because that's the in thing now, according to the machines. Linda Hamilton, looking ready for a battle as he approached the viewer, battered and bruised from flaming and smoking wreckage in the background. It's been lauded for the first opportunity to see Lynn Hamilton's Sarah Connor since 1991's Terminator 2 Judgment Day. But as welcome as that is, there's another less obvious reason to get excited about the movie because of this image. There are no men in the photo. That's it. Finally, things are going right. Under the control of franchise creator James Cameron, Terminator was always a story about a woman. Let's see, John Connor, Kyle Reese, Sarah Connor. Yeah, it's always just been about Sarah Connor. Kyle Reese had nothing to do in the first film. John Connor was only at the start, kicking everything off. Anyway, there were obviously men in the movies. Really? Sarah's son John is the MacGuffin. Yeah, that gets the story going. He's a MacGuffin. He's not a character. He's just there. After all, and they're both sidekicks. Yeah, John in the Terminator 2 as the main character. Well, Sarah Connor became more of a sidekick, if you count the amount of time that John Connor was on compared to Sarah Connor. But yeah, John Connor's just a sidekick. Kyle Reese, saw Kyle Reese from the start, and he was in it all the way through to the end. He was just a sidekick. It was Sarah Connor's story, the first one, a little bit more, but it was Kyle Reese, and it was a love story between those two. It was a romance with a big killing machine in the middle of it, but apparently it was just Sarah Connor's story. At the centre of it all, unmistakably, Sarah Connor. She was the engine of resistance and change for the entire narrative. No, she wasn't. The first film, she was running around, being chased by a monster, being protected by Kyle Reese. She wasn't the engine of resistance. She wasn't the engine of change in the first film at all. She was a victim in that film until the end, when she finally, when she realised she was pregnant with Kyle Reese's son, and realised she had to do something. Suddenly was stealing her heart. But until that point, she was a victim in the first film, until the end. So she wasn't the engine of resistance and change. And in the second film, she more reacted to what was happening to John, to try and stop Judgment Day. And I'm not sure how much of an engine of change she was in that. An engine of resistance, definitely. And she was the only character that provided any emotional hook for the audience. Kyle Reese didn't provide any emotional hook. Didn't anybody care when he died? Spoiler. John didn't have any emotional hook. Nobody cared about John Connor. What were all those chase scenes following John Connor for then? If we were going like, kill him. We want to see more Sarah. Oh, I was wrong, obviously. Compare this with subsequent movies in the series, all of which have been to a greater or lesser degree shunned by audiences and Terminator fans alike. Yeah, I can agree with that. The main character of 2003's Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, isn't adult John Connor. Yeah, man. No wonder it was rubbish. Oh, wait. Wasn't it because it was basically a rewrite of Terminator 2 without any of the heart and soul in it? So it failed because it was not as good? No, sorry. It was because the main character was a man, sorry. The main character of 2009's Terminator Salvation is again John, with newcomer Marcus Wright set in the spotlight for Terminator. It took it to the future. Took it to a different scenario. It was an okay action flick. It wasn't brilliant. Of course, it just wasn't up to the same standard. But yeah, you're right. It was men. Gotta be men. Yeah, okay. Nothing to do with writing or characterization. No. Terminator Genesis, although Emilia Clarke Sarah was present, Kyle Reese was arguably, yeah, very arguably, the protagonist this time around, with Sarah pushed into the background as a result. No. They were pretty much equal billing. Emilia Clarke Sarah was a main character along with Kyle Reese. I could not see anybody being pushed in the background in that. John Connor's character was assassinated and destroyed in it was an awful film. Pretty much a ruination of the Terminator franchise. Sarah Connor was in it, and an equal billing. But of course, this doesn't fit in the narrative. Kyle Reese is a man. Therefore, this was rubbish because it was a man. Sarah Connor wasn't involved. Forget about it. Indeed, since Cameron left the series in the 90s, arguably the most successful, again, not an argument, it was the most successful. They're the best films. There's no argument there. So, again, two arguables he's put in there were both wrong. Both not even an argument. Critically, and also with the franchise's core fan base. Entry wasn't a movie at all. I don't know what that meant. Oh, okay. There's an argument most successful. Entry wasn't a bit. Yeah. Why didn't you brackets like a normal person? We're talking about Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles, which not only centered around Sarah, but also included a female Terminator. And it's the second season, introduced Catherine Weaver, disguised Terminator serves as year's big bad. Yeah, it was awesome. It was all women. There were men in it. Yeah, but it was all women, and it was brilliant because of that. Terminator TV series was a good series. You know, I'm one of those people who actually enjoyed it enough. I wanted to see more of it. And when John went to the future, it was like, oh my god! Then they cancelled it because not enough people watched it. Not enough people watched it because not enough people liked it. Not enough people liked it because they didn't find it as good as the two Terminator movies. But yeah, it's centered around women, so actually it wasn't really cancelled. They just forgot about it. Or they cancelled it because it was women because they were jealous. Yeah, got it. The lesson seemed obvious. Yes. No, it doesn't. Not really. It's the one that only appears to have been learned with the release of this new promotional image. When it comes to Terminator, arguably more than any other science fiction franchise, the future is female, and always has been. Alien. Main character in the Alien franchise. Ripley. She was basically the character. Okay. The visual that audiences need to see to have faith in any new installment isn't of the eponymous robot threat. Well, it is really because people want to see the Terminator. They want to see what they're doing with the Terminator, because the Terminator is the name of the film. They want to see the Terminator. Yes, the humans are at the heart and soul of the story, but the Terminator, people want to see a big terminating machine going around killing things. That's what the Terminator is. That is what it is. It's also not any number of grimacing male action heroes brandishing weapons while sweating. None of that is what makes the series special. What is meeting the women who are going to fight back and save tomorrow. Okay. So, this is a person, Graham Macmillan, who is overjoyed that men are being kicked out of a franchise that is mainly watched by men. And again, any women watching are saying, I watch it, I love it. Yes, I know there are. But can you, heart and heart, say as many women love this franchise as men do? Can you say there are as many uber fans of Terminator that are female as there are male? No way. No way at all. Still, you can have plenty of female characters in it. Still, you can have a female-centric storyline in it. But does that mean it's going to work? James Cameron's involved, so there's a hell of a good chance that it could. I think with James Cameron involved, it means there could be an actual good story, because the thing that has been missing from most of the Terminator stuff since is quality storytelling. Laziness, incompetence, low quality storytelling is what has failed this franchise. Not the fact there's been men in it. Not the fact that women haven't been a bigger part of it as this person claims. It's because of bad storytelling, bad decisions by poor quality studios. The problem now is, this guy, Graham Macmillan, he's basically saying men are nothing. Of course, he's written this, so really he should be replaced by a woman, because he's nothing. He's not worth anything. He's not the future. The future is female. So he should go away and be replaced by a female writer. Now, I'm not saying some women writers out there haven't written something similar, but I've not seen very many women writers slag off men to this extent in from a movie picture. Hopefully, the new Terminator movie will be a watershed moment and it'll get the thing back on track. But with a picture like this, with stupid people like Graham Macmillan stating how men are being kicked out of the franchise, how men have no part to play in the franchise, how it's always been about a woman. The other men have not mattered. They were just MacGuffins. They were nobodies. If this was a thing that all the other media outlets start talking about, then that will be at the ruination of this film. Not all women are into this sort of stuff. Amazingly, not all women like seeing kick-ass women fighting robots in a far-flung future or a near-future dystopia. So, if enough men, Terminator fans, decide they don't like the way this is going, thanks to all this sort of media outcry, even if it becomes a good film, it could end up falling on its face as well. So thanks, Graham Macmillan. You've probably, just one little small cog in stopping some people from watching this film, giving it money, helping it. Well done for being so woke. You might have helped this film go broke. So what do you guys think? Can one picture really destroy a movie? Or is it the articles that are then written about that to promote people's ideology that can destroy a movie that could become good? Let me know in the comments what you think. And I'll see you for another one. Bye now.